good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Bortles now on first down. Underneath to Ivory. And some room to maneuver. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22. Now a play fake here on first down. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And the box that's highlighted is for Hearns on this offense.
Do you have your track shoes available? Because Allen Hearns is a guy to get you on your horse if you're trying to defend him. He can take anyone deep and win on any route.
Play clock winding down. Snap comes at 1, and it's Bortles. And complete to Lewis over the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Here's the AFC's leading rusher a year ago, Chris Ivory. Chris Ivory off to the races. Touchdown, Jaguars. Chris Ivory with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jags have taken the early lead. You talk about explosion plays. Here's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is a big-arm guy who's learned how to temper some of his throws. Actually has added a lot more touch and accuracy as his career has gone along. Big-time confidence in his arm, though. Any throw you want, he can make it.
The second-year man from Nebraska, it's Amir Abdullah. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So here's the lineup, and in the backfield, it's Abdullah.
Amir Abdullah, if it had been up to a lot of college coaches, would be an all-pro corner. But he knew he wanted to be a running back, and has proven why. Can run it, can catch it, and return kicks.
2nd down following the run. On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, And when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
On first down, Abdullah. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Second down, 8.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 4 down. Check. Easy. He's checking.
They go with Abdullah again. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
3rd and 2, Stafford. And Tate's got it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
Now Stafford hands to Abdullah. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And a couple of big boys up front defensively. And in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you describe that, because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then, because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. But on that play, there was 0 space. No gain.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
Following the penalty, Abdullah. So he got 3 of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a 5-yard pickup, so essentially they get the penalty yardage back, and it's back to 2nd and 10.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
A second down run for Abdullah. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Stafford. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And here now is the Jaguars' all-time leading scorer in another uniform. He had over 1,000 points with the Jags, Josh Scobie. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way, because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know quarterbacks, they're very protective.
We know how protected they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
This is Ivory. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
There we go now. Green.
On second down, Ivory shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. And the starting crew defensively for Detroit.
Ezekiel Ansah out of BYU. We call him Ziggy, and he knows where the quarterback is on every play.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Another tough one there for Blake Bortles, partner. 2015, led the league in fumbles as a quarterback, had 14 of them. But you just expect that to get better with experience in the league and, of course, better support from his offensive line. In this case, though, he kind of reverted back to that year.
The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Illegal blocking the back. Offense.
You're not going anywhere, man. What are you doing? You can't get past me.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. Paul Posluszny, the linebacker, brings him down.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result. Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Golden Tate, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
And tough starting field position here. Bortles now on first down. They set up the screen to Ivory. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll make it second down. On second down, here's Bortles. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 12 yards there as they move the chains. They go play action here on first down. He sets to fire deep. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A pickup there of 36. And it'll give the Jags a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Chris Ivory off to the races. Touchdown, Jaguars. Chris Ivory, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. He told us he was going to hit the end zone a couple times in this game. I just don't know that he envisioned doing it in the first quarter.
He probably did. I'm not sure we did,
yeah.
Right? Because all the great ones, that's what they do. They dream about it, right? They think about it. They envision it. They think it's going to happen and almost will themselves into it. I just look at what he's done so far and just wonder what's left to come. Let's sit back and enjoy this one.
And that makes it 14-10. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's culminated by Chris Ivory taking it into the end zone. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset because they scored.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They run with Abdullah. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And wow, fortunately he was. And do not ask me to explain what in the world happened there, folks. That's a safety in the strangest of ways, my word. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us. But I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
And Detroit getting set to go now. Alone to the right is Jones. On 1st and 10, Stafford. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. They couldn't hook up with Decker that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Offense.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
It's brought in by Bolden. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
One quarter in the books. It's a tight game here early. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Stafford gives to Abdullah. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. Tackle made there by Jonathan Cyprien.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Again, it's Abdullah. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a big roughing the passer penalty, Charles, and of course that's 15 yards.
And everyone knows how protected the quarterbacks are. You've got to make sure that when you launch at a quarterback that you're hitting him in the right spot and in the right time.
Stafford gives to Abdullah on the draw. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12.
Every now and then I scratch my head when I see the draw play called, especially after a great run the previous play. Keep attacking. Sometimes the draw play develops slowly, and that allows the defense to react.
And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2.
And those first downs do add up. The offense keeps the ball moving downfield and keeps their defense on the bench, giving them a chance to rest.
They run. Abdullah. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Amir Abdullah, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are once again going to retake the lead. And he's got it up and through. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at... The Jaguars getting set to go. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. So they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Bortles going to try and throw on 3rd down. Hard throw, incomplete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the roughing the passer penalty, 15 yards, and Charles, the defender, needs to know to stop there.
We've been talking about it for years. You essentially get one step after the quarterback throws his pass. Anything close to that or beyond that, you're going to get flagged.
Following the penalty, it's Ivory. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. Tackle made there by Haloti Ngata.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Here's Ivory. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Now Bortles. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
On 1st down, this is Ivory. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Again, they run. Again, it's Ivory. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So he runs it for 1 yard, then no gain. I don't know that you go back to that well here on 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't know that you do as well, but if you want to get the ball to him, if you want him to have it, maybe get him into space and throw it to him.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Green alone out to the right. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And that's complete to Lewis. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Into the red zone, it's Bortles. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost, And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. They go back to the ground attack here. It's Ivory. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. And this is caught at the 8. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And this is no good. Close, but he misses just left of the upright. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
They start the drive with Abdullah. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Here's Stafford. And Tate's got it. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll come out in the pistol. From the pistol, they'll run with Abdullah. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well. Because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in your offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam to the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. Amir Abdullah, the intended target, and it's 4th down.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. and that'll push the lead up to 8. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now Bortles. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, the great coach said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. So on 4th down, the Jags send out Brad Nortman to punt. Back deep is the former Seahawk, Golden Tate. And Detroit getting set to go now. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. On 1st down, Stafford here. Ebron with it over the middle. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Lions are happy to be sitting in the locker room with the lead. The Jaguars just want to come out after the half and claw their way back into the game. All right, let's get it going. Here's the first half highlights. Jaguars line up at the 46. Ivory's going to break into the secondary, and this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. The Jaguars with the early advantage. 3rd down at the 36. The ball's going to come out on the run. He takes off and picks up 42 yards. Offense out now after the fumble. Quick pass and catch by Tate. And 13 yards later, he'll go in for the score. They go ahead by a field goal. Late in the first quarter, Ivory's able to get clear of everybody, and he'll go for the score. The lead grows to 4. Now early in the second quarter, Abdullah's going to take off here, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. The Lions up now by 5. So that'll bring our halftime report to a close. We'll go back now to Ford Field for the start of the third quarter.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half. and they've had the ability to see what you've done, they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. It's Roy Miller that brought him down. 3rd down now following the run. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. It's brought in by Bolden. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now the second-year man from South Dakota State, it's Zach Zenner. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. Defense has to stand tall here, 3rd and 1. They'll run here. Abdullah. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
They go play action here on 1st down. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Now again, left side. This is Abdullah. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They come up in an offset eye. On the carry, this is Zenner. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it on line and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And that will bump the lead up to 11. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
The Detroit defense, we get set to watch them go. They got the stop last time that resulted in a punt, and then it resulted in 3 for their offense.
And this is one time where the defense won't get credit for creating points, but that's exactly what they did. All right, forced them into a punt, turned it over to their offense, And guess what? Points went on the board.
Points were on the board, 3 of them. Now they'll be looking for another stop.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And Robinson with a big catch. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And they're going to speed things up here. Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
A lot of teams love to throw screen passes. They want to tire out defenses because they make them run a lot. But there are a lot of moving parts on a play for an offense when they call that one. Because you got the linemen that have to move. You have the wide receivers have to get out and vacate. You got the running back that's got to make a little fake and then get out into the route. And, of course, the quarterback, he's got to hold in there and know he's probably going to take a big hit before he lofts the screen off to the back. Why didn't he catch it? That's all he needed to do for them to be successful. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. And quickly they get to the line. The play fake to Ivory. Now Bortles. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Back to throw, Stafford. It's brought in left side by Tate. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now it's Stafford. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Chris Ivory again gearing up to help lead this offense. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Chris Ivory, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Bortles is going to throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the two-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
So just a three-point game now as they send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Easy.
A handoff to Abdullah. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First-level defensive line, second-level linebackers, third-level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Ebron with it over the middle. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove.
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumble. It's loose. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken short. And he is going to be tackled at the 1-yard line. What a mess that was.
Special teams coaches spent a lot of time scheming things up, but this was just a bad return. Now the offense has a long way to go to try to put points on the board.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on first down. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
In his own end zone, it's Bortles. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And now they're in the hurry-up. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Bortles now on first down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
Bortles now to throw. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Give him 22 on that one. And the Jags are going to have a first down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And it's a fumble. And this is scooped up by the Lions. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford caught on the right side by Jones. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. On the run, Abdullah. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. They come up in an offset eye. On first down, Stafford here. And Jones has it over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. Here's Stafford now on second down. He completes it to Jones. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on third down. Now a give. This is Abdullah. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, man, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, They've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Bortles now on first down. They set up the screen to Ivory. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Here we go. Blue 45.
On first down, Bortles completes it left side to the tight end Lewis. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd down now after the pass completion. Bortles to throw once more. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Bortles. And Robinson with a big catch. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Now a play fake here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete.
In most pass defenses, the guy playing safety has the ability to roam free and try and go to the football. But when you're in man, you've got to cover just like a guy playing out on the corner. Lock up on the receiver and go to the football. That's exactly what he did, batting that one away.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing them all sorts of trouble.
5 yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Play fake to Abdullah. It's Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A man who missed his entire rookie season, Dante Fowler. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. Abdullah. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
11 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down.
10, 10. Check 13.
Third and 2, Stafford. And Tate's got it. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
That's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Caught on the right side by Jones. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Red zone opportunity. They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the...
And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the fourth.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
First down, Bortles. And that's incomplete. And you really can't pin that one on the quarterback, Charles. The O-line, they've got to protect better.
And they know it. That's their meal ticket. They want to take care of the big guy behind them. In this case, they let him down.
Now Bortles. He finds Hearns left side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Taylor in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now Bortles got to have this one. And no, it's incomplete. Gus Bradley's decision to go for it does not work out. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they... And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Golden Tate with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Five down. Stand up in. That's it. 260. 51, Mike.
Stafford's going to try, and he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on the 2-point try.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out come the Jags. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
They set up the screen to Ivory, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Throwing is Bortles. It's caught right side, it turns. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. They go play action here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 40, past the 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Defense.
Well, they have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. Prater on to add the extra point. And that will bump the lead up to 26. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football.
Prater to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee. And that's at the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
His throw incomplete. The tight end Julius Thomas, the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. And now another one thrown incomplete. Here's Brad Nordman now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Here's a look at Golden Tate as he heads back onto the field now. And the stats on his game, they really tell the story. A strong start. I don't know that the defense has really changed a whole lot as opposed to maybe just sticking to that game plan and shutting him down now.
I like where you're going with that, because normally we talk about adjustments and drastic changes in a game plan in order to shut someone down. But in this case, maybe they're just sticking with what they worked on all week and they're just making better plays. And so far, they've got to like what they've been doing in the second half.
And they begin the drive with a duel up. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Here's Abdullah, and he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win.